Now, the next topic today for this video is in what context the term aquamation was in use. Aquamation. Here, break the word. Aqua means water, and mation is taken from cremation. So, mation means the cremation. So, it is basically disposing of the deceased bodies in water or through water, which is generally a practice considered as environment friendly. So why this is in news, we have to look it in this context. Aquamation. The body of Nobel Peace Prize winning Anglican Archbishop, anti-apartheid campaigner Desmond Tutu. Desmond Tutu was also an anti-apartheid campaigner along with Nelson Mandela, who died on 26 December 2021, underwent aquamation, a green alternative to traditional cremation methods in Cape Town. So his body was cremated and underwent an aquamation activity, which is generally green alternative to traditional cremation of methods, because traditional cremation methods adds pollution, air pollution, water pollution, usage of wood if it is not done electrically, etc. Now, he was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 1984 for his role as unifying leader figure in the non-violent campaign to resolve the problem of apathy. That means blacks under dominance of white, and clear-cut demarcation between blacks and whites. The civil rights, the liberties, the obligations, the punishments are only decided based on color. That is called as apartheid. Now, what is aquamation? Aquamation or alkaline hydrolysis is a process in which the body of the deceased is immersed for a few hours in a mixture of water and strong alkali in a pressurized metal cylinder and heated to around 150 degrees centigrade. 150 degree centigrade, water plus alkali solutions. Now, the combination of gentle water flow, temperature and alkalinity accentuate the breakdown of the organic materials present in the body. It is considered to be an environment friendly way to dispose of a body. This process is also known as water cremation, green cremation or chemical cremation due to alkali solutions. Now, the process leaves behind bone fragments and a neutral liquid called effluent. And this sterile effluent contains water, salt, sugars, amino acids and peptides. Peptides, protein bonds. The decomposition that occurs in alkaline hydrolysis is the same as that which occurs during burial, just sped up dramatically by the chemicals. The effluent is sterile and contains salt, sugar, amino acids and peptides. There is no tissue and no DNA left after the process completes. Very important, because otherwise the DNA can be used for non-authorized purposes. And we don't know that what sort of improvement and what sort of opportunities technology has provided and what negative minds are thinking and what miracle they can do. So this DNA must be disposed of absolutely. It is also not only legal requirement, rather it is also a fundamental human right that all their belonging and attributes of the body must be disposed of by the time soul leaves the body. This effluent is then discharged into nature. The process is a greener alternative as it uses significantly less fuel and has an overall lower carbon footprint than cremation. It is this application can also be used in India, because in India, where more than 70% people use fire cremation as a regular practice, and the remains or effluents are generally disposed of in the water bodies, and very least of this percentage is disposed of in the assigned areas, whereas majority of this is disposed of in natural water that generally pollutes the water, and it is not at all good practice in the long run in favor of environment. So this article was about this thing. Now, Chilka Lake. Chilka Lake, the largest brackish water lake and wintering ground of birds in the Indian subcontinent. Chilka Lake is in Odisha. Largest brackish water lake and wintering ground of birds in the Indian subcontinent saw 1 million birds, including the uncommon Mongolian gull, visiting the water body this year. Some data: 3,59,000 approximately birds, 97 species were counted in Nalbana bird sanctuary within the lake, a decrease by 66,000 approximately from the previous year. So there is a decrease of 65,000 birds. There was no increase in it. Statement for prelims. And Nalabana bird sanctuary is in the Chilka Lake. Among the three, the decrease is attributed to high water level and presence of water in cultivated fields in adjoining areas. Water birds love to flock to large mud flats. Among the three pintail species of ducks, the northern pintail, the Godwall, Eurasian Widgeon, accounted for over 1 lakh in this year's count. So these three name you should remember that these are species of ducks. Important lakes, just take a look. Important because sometimes it is asked in one or the other examination. Now some facts about Chilka Lake. Chilka Lake, well, Chilka Lake is here. This entire territory belongs to the state of Odisha, and this is Bay of Bengal, and here this is Chilka Lake south of Bhubaneswar. Chilka Lake is a shallow lagoon with estuarine character in Odisha. It is separated from the Bay of Bengal by a narrow spit. A lagoon is an area of relatively shallow, quiet water situated in a coastal environment and having access to the sea, but separated from the open marine conditions by a barrier like spit. That barrier could be of lagoons, a mangrove, other vegetation, deltoic soil, or small landmass. Anything it could be. An estuary is a partially enclosed coastal body of brackish water with one or more rivers or streams flowing into it and with a free connection to the open sea. Estuaries form a transition zone between river environments and maritime environments. So here, because rivers are generally sweet water, and this is of course salt. Now, it is the largest brackish water lagoon in India, Chilka, largest. And Pulicat Lake is the second largest brackish water lake or lagoon in India, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Coastal Andhra. After Chilka Lake, the Daya and Bhargavi rivers feed the lake. Daya and Bhargavi rivers feed the lake except during the dry months from December to June, when saline ocean water enters through a small passage. Chilka once a bay of the ocean until silted up by strong tides during the summer season, summer monsoon. And due to the strong tides, generally the alluvial soils might have been brought in, and that's why there is a barrier created between the lakes and the maritime. So this is the small passage to enter and exchange of water. Sea water is Chilka's lifeblood. Without a regular inflow, the lake ecosystem would decline. Sea water. It is the largest wintering ground for migratory waterfowl found anywhere on the Indian subcontinent, and the endangered Irrawaddy dolphins are also found in the lake, which is the single largest habitat of this species in the world. Irrawaddy dolphins. Always remember, dolphins are blind. They simply travel on their sonorous signaling system. And dolphin is the aquatic national animal. Question in 2015 or 16 asked by UPSC in prelims. Researchers conducting a study in Odisha's Chilka Lake have found the presence of a viable breeding population of a fishing cat in the brackish water lagoon. It is globally endangered species. Which one? Fishing cat. That is elusive and found in very few places in South and Southeast Asia. On account of its rich biodiversity and ecological significance, Chilka was designated as the first Ramsar site of India. Important for prelims. First Ramsar site. And in the previous video I mentioned that if the Pangong Tso Lake is also assigned this Ramsar Site Convention addressal, then it will be the latest new addition in India's kitty and also the first transboundary lake in the Asia which has got the addressal under or tag of Ramsar Site for conservation or ecological significance. The Nalaban Island within the lagoon is notified as a bird sanctuary. Nalaban. The lake was included in the Montreux Record threatened list in 1993 due to change in its ecological character by Ramsar Convention, but was later removed from it due to the unsuccessful restoration of the site. We do not want, always remember that if there is a statement in the PT that addition of the wetlands in the Montreux Record is a good sign of development or success or restoration in the country, no. In the Montreux Record, it is the threatened list. And if any wetland site is generally taken off from Montreux Record, then it is a good sign that the river or the wetland or the the water body has been restored back. So that is the developmental aspect. Now, so it works the inversely proportional direction. Montreux Record under this Ramsar Convention, it is a register of wetland sites on the list of wetlands of international importance where changes in ecological character have occurred. Changes means negative changes. And occurring or are likely to occur as a result of technological developments, pollution or other human interferences. It is maintained as part of Ramsar list. The Montreux Record was established by recommendations of the Conference of the Parties contracting in 1990. Sites may be added to and removed from the record only with the approval of the contracting parties in which they lie. Currently, two wetlands of India are in Montreux. Number one, Keola Deo National Park in Rajasthan and Loktak Lake in Manipur. Loktak Lake. Here it has the floating island or floating landmass in the Loktak Lake where the Sangai deer is found. State animal of Manipur. Living lakes. The international network. The main purpose of this international initiative is the conservation and protection of natural resources, chiefly the drinking water reservoirs of the earth. Living lakes means drinking water. At the moment, 113 members belong to the network. From India, Chilka Lake, Lake Pulicat and Vuller Lake are on the network. These three, important. So this is about the Chilka Lake Conservation and Ramsar Site Convention.